travel and finance. I'm back with another video. So in this video, what I want to talk about is my first international trip by myself. So this trip was back in June of 2021. And to give you a little background, I am part of the frugal community, so I try to find ways on a daily basis to save up money as much as possible. And so after going through a divorce, and then wanting to travel again after a conversation with my mom, her suggestion was, hey, you want to travel? Probably one of the first things you want to do is find a group of people that you want to travel with. So I said, hey, you know what do I have to lose? I'll give it a try. And so I paid off my car in February of 2020. Yeah, I know, pre-COVID times. Imagine that. We didn't know what was coming, but hey. So after all of that, I wanted to treat myself to a travel experience, and so that's where the travel comes into play. And so did a little bit of research online, looked a couple of groups up on Facebook, discovered there's a group of people that were going to Mexico. Said, hey, I've never been to Mexico. Let me just decide to look into this some more. Got in contact with the owner of the group. We had conversations back and forth. Everything went well. Got all the information on when they were actually going or when the trip was actually scheduled to go. Decided to join in. And so to give you a little bit of background on me, I'm here in Ohio. I went from Ohio to Atlanta to Mexico City, and then Mexico City to Cancun, where I met these individuals at. So the actual airline that I took was Air Mexico. Had never traveled with them before, been on Delta, been on Southwest, other flights, but this was my first time on Air Mexico. Pricing was good, no problems, anything like that. So on the review on Air Mexico, great experience, no problems at all. I would fly them again if I was going into Mexico. I would say they're like equivalent of kind of like flying maybe Delta or something like that if you've ever been on them, or if you've maybe been on like Qatar, it's kind of equal to that. And those are my only real two experiences so far. That's what I'm comparing it to. And so once I landed actually in there in the Mexico City airport, after doing some research, I knew that I needed a place to stay. So I decided to look and see what my options were to see if I wanted to get a hotel or if I wanted to look into sleeping in these AirPods that they have there, or sleep pods. And so did a little research on these sleep pods, saw that they were cost efficient because basically my flight left out early the next day. So getting a hotel was not like really a good option for me. And so what I did was I actually stayed in these AirPods, or sorry, these sleep pods that were there. And so for me, being a woman, my first international flight by myself, meeting up with a group of people for the first time, totally scary, nervous experience, but I didn't have anything to worry about. So once you get in there, I landed in Terminal 2. That's where I came in on Mexico City. So in Mexico City, once you get in Terminal 2, you come out of the customs international area. You're going to go all the way down this little long hallway. This is where you're going to see the food. This is where you see the currency exchanges, all that. You come to this area, that's the bus area. Once you actually get to that bus area, what you're going to look, you look for those signs that say like sleep pods. And then from there, once you get there, you're going to go up the steps, and that's where the sleep pods are located at. So once you get there, check in the front desk. I speak mostly English. I do know Spanish, but my Spanish I would say is more elementary type of level. I can read it way better than I can speak it. So interactive with the staff at the front desk, very good experience. They give you everything that you need. They explain everything thoroughly. And so once you get back in there, you'll see it's like community lockers. So you can actually put your stuff in lockers there. They give you a little key to lock it or a key card. And then once you're in there, you can see the sinks. You can use a sink if you want. They do have showers and everything like that. They give you the towels, where you put them where they're new or used, all that kind of stuff. And then they give you the information on what actual pod you're actually going to be staying in. So when I arrived at the pods, like I said, my flight came in late. It was dark. You go in there. When you first go in there, I couldn't really tell if anybody was in the pods above me, below me, next to me, and any of that at that point. But when you go in there, when I was in there, it was dark. And once you get into the pods, and I'm 5'6" for reference, I feel completely comfortable, feel completely safe. When I was in there, they have a mirror. The TV itself is like at an angle, so you can look up and see that. They have a tray that you can take off and you can put your laptop on that, and it does come with Wi-Fi in there. Comes with USB charging ports. It comes with like the 120 volts where you can actually power in if you need to use that. It comes with sheets that give you like a little eye cover thing, noise canceling, like ear things if you type of person that can't go to sleep without having those in. You hear every little sound. I would say it was very quiet in there. Very good experience for me. No problems. I never felt unsafe in any type of way. If you do need to come in and out of those pods, you got to make sure you take your key or your key badge swipe with you to get in and out, because if not, they have to let you in. But overall, very good experience. I would totally do it again. Solo traveler, woman, feel completely safe. So the next time you are in Mexico City, you need a place to stay. You don't want to get a hotel. You're worried about safety, comfort. By all means, check out the pods. It's a good experience. I know they have these things in other cities, other airports, but this was the closest thing I could get to at that time. So I say, hey, check it out. Why not? So if you like what you found here today and you will look at some of my other travel experience videos, my other experiences, feel free to comment below, share, subscribe, leave me feedback. So what you actually see in another one of my videos, I'm actually going to talk about that actual travel experience with that group, what's transpired, what's happened since then, and everything that goes along with that. You can also look for another video coming in the future where I went back to Mexico in May of 2024. I did not go to Cancun or Tulum or Playa, but I did go to another area of Mexico. So stay tuned for that. Again, if you find this helpful, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.